Hello everyone and welcome to Nicky's Guide to Healing Firebrand. As a healing firebrand you have plenty to do. First things first, most important thing, you need to have yourself a very nice shield. Shield is a very important thing in healing firebrand, and its looks is most important. Please do not resign to buying and or reskinning your shield to some kind of fucking stone with chains or any other ugly shields. Now, healing firebrand works in a very easy way. First of all, you need to get stacked up on all the healing skills you can get, plus some extra quickness, which you will use to boost your allies through raids. If you do not want to do raids, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you watching guides? If you are going for free plays, you don't need this anyway, because everything apart from raids is a fucking easy. uh, so, most important on healing firebrand are mantras.
Respite.
Mantras of
Recover.
healing,
Return.
which heal you, heal others in cone, and give Aegis. Aegis is very important, especially on some raid bosses, also some strike bosses. You know, Aegis is always good. Ask Titan for good Aegis thingies. Then I go with Hold the Line, which is not very much used in healing firebrand build-ups, but I use it nonetheless because I kind of like the extra protection against certain bosses or in raid trainings where people may need extra protection because they are not geared as good as others. Well, then we have the mantra of quickness itself. Its quickness is fucking shit if you do not use the third charge, which I usually do not, even if it may be wrong, because the cooldown is way too long, especially for the quickness one. Apart from all the others. I mean, like, it's 25 seconds per charge, but if you deplete it, it's longer, and I don't think it's all that much useful. Last thing I run here is not ran by firebrands in general as well, but I think it's pretty much of a useful tool. It is regeneration law, mantra of lore, which is mostly used to transfer condition to boons. Very useful against certain individuals in raids as well as in strikes. For example, Slotosaurus poison and all that stuff. If you wouldn't know, poison is DPS that blocks half of your healing, so it is mostly transferred to healing. Which is pretty good on Slotosaur, the bitch that poisons the ass of you. Feel My Wrath is a pretty basic thing. If you want to go very hardcore Healbrand, you can also make a build with Signet of Courage, which is full heal for the whole team. Useful in certain things like world bosses, but usually you just focus on giving quickness. You have usual builds with axe, shield and staff. I ran kind of a power build because I am able to switch from damage to Healbrand if needed. You know, for certain bosses you just want to have Boon Thief, you just want to have something, and you have enough quickness to cover whole team. So why not go with certain amounts of DPS? Staff is also good if you really want to hard bargain the healing, but if you are really like nerding healing firebrand with healing skills on the armor, not going exactly for concentration and stuff to keep the quickness up for a long time, which you should. I am doing it wrong. You should definitely go for concentration on the boons. I am a healing firebrand, and as a healing firebrand I intend to heal. If I ever finish this build, I will be as useful as Druid. Why would I be as useful as Druid? Because I have my favorite books. 50 Shades of Grey will heal everyone in the area. You know, increase the healing on targets, party healing, get some condition purge. certain heals, some buffs, you know, it's all good. I usually do just party heal, increase the heal. They have very short cooldowns, so I just run in for a while. If it is needed, I will spam the one out of it just to heal everyone. When the mantra is done, I also give some quickness. If you run the concentration build, it's very useful for you because the quickness isn't actually 1.00000001 second. Fire mantra is basically the primary damage output of healing firebrands, even when they don't have one. It's basically the same, the usual cone with burning. This applies weakness as well as burning, which is good for certain high damage bosses with quick attacks because the weakness isn't as long as you would need. It's pretty much useless for most certain bosses which attack slowly, like Karin. This thing is a CC, which Healbrand or Firebrand has enough, especially if you use Staff 5 or Axe 3 and Shield 5. It should be enough. You also, which I do on certain bosses like Samara, like CC heavy bosses, you can also switch. This skill is pretty much optimal, so you can switch it for everything, like Sanctuary, which is very hard CC. There's nothing you do not know about the books by now. I usually burn them, give the burning effect to allies, so we can stack 10 stacks of hard burning to everyone. They have very short cooldowns as well, so you can always burn the shit out of everything in the vicinity. Last one is the one with the longest cooldown, and it's sort of kind of stability / other buffs thing. The usual cone stack is swiftness and stability, which is mostly useless, but you can use it in fights like Adina for stability or Spirit Run for stability and swiftness. This thing taunts, which is the only taunt Firebrands have, but they don't use it as much. Unless you are dumb like me and you want to have 1 million quickness on your characters. 1 million toughness on your characters. This is Bulwark, which like reflects my missiles, but it does not do much in late game content. If you are about like free roaming in the map, it's useful, but not as much. What I use the most are the two last ones, as usual. They give resistance, which is very close to condition purge. It also breaks stuns, which is very important. It ticks, so the resistance stacks if you have enough concentration. Unbroken Lines is a very good buff. It gives ages, it gives stability, and it gives protection. For a pretty long time, if you run the concentration on you, it's even longer.
They'll have to hit much harder.
See, healing firebrands in general have a perk in specializations where each use of tome gives them like quickness. Also, when the tomes are depleted, then they gain quickness. So you give quickness with pretty much everything you have. Concentration is really worth it, but I'm just stupid, so leave me be. That's pretty much about Healbrand. I run Greatsword for some extra mobility, since I can heal pretty much whole party with the tome, since I'm running healing. Otherwise, you may consider running the staff because it's more useful. Greatsword is also usual Dragon Hunter damage build, so if you want some extra damage, you may want to have a Greatsword to switch. It also gives certain buffs like Retaliation, which is useful in certain cases. It's extra CC, but to be honest, the staff CC is better. There isn't much else to say, so I'll just fuck off and leave you be.